All right, Wolchuk, I'm going to ask you a few questions here about the draft,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
Wolchuk, there's some situations here where I'm going to give you comparable talent.
Okay.
But a better investment after round one.
All right.
Comparable talent, but might be a better investment afterwards, after round one. Okay? For example, if I told you why draft TreVeyon Henderson in the first round when you could get Jarquez Hunter later?
Yeah, I would say that Henderson is way more explosive than what Hunter is, in my opinion. I think Hunter is, and this is Hunter's running back from Auburn. I've got a 5 on him. You could probably get him day 3.
Right.
And for his size, he's a smaller dude. But gosh, he is very difficult to tackle. I mean, he is a thumper when it comes to he'll move the pile. All of a sudden, it's like he's in a swarm. There's 3-4 bodies around him, and he's going to keep churning, get you 3-4 extra yards. But TreVeyon Henderson, I think, can score from anywhere on the field. You saw it in the Texas game, for those of you that watched the Cotton Bowl against Texas. And granted, it was a blitz call against a screen. They couldn't have dialed it up any better. But I think TreVeyon Henderson is one of those guys that's got way more juice than what Hunter has. But I do think Hunter, he showed at Auburn, he can be an every down back. He just doesn't have that home run hitting ability that Henderson has.
If you look at elusiveness for the players, Hunter was superior to Henderson in this regard. Henderson forced 37 missed tackles on 145 carries last year, while Hunter forced 59 on 186 touches.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's not surprising because he's a physical, violent runner.
They both run the same speed, though, too, by the way. Both 4.4.
I didn't see that on tape. I didn't see Hunter being nearly as explosive as Henderson personally.
Yeah. I understand. So I kind of saw the same thing.
But I like Hunter. Like, don't get me wrong, good player, but I would rather just take Henderson.
Okay. Why would you draft? And this was a guy that was in a bunch of Dallas Cowboys discussions until they signed Osa. And then, and then also with Solomon Thomas as well. Why would you draft Walter Nolan in the first round when you could take Aeneas Peebles from Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I wouldn't. In
the third.
Yeah, I'd rather get. There's so many tackles that I like in the third. I mean, this thing stretches when it comes to D tackle. I mean, you could throw Peebles in there, C.J. West from Indiana, Joshua Farmer from Florida State. How about Norman Lott from Tennessee?
I love Norman Lott.
I like him more than Peebles.
That's a hyphenated name, by the way.
Yeah, Omar Norman Lott. Yeah. I think T.J. Sanders I like a little bit more than Peebles, too, personally. Peebles is shorter. He's 6 foot. But that's a guy that is a true 3-tech. I would wait. I do think you can get just as good value. Walter Nolan, there are, game-wrecking ability there that you can see. He was a guy that was double-teamed a lot. He is explosive. He is strong. He's probably got a better combination of strength and speed than what you have with Aeneas Peebles. But I do think the value there at defensive tackle is better.
You kind of feel like that maybe, was it Kobe Turner that was drafted by the Rams?
Yeah.
Are we looking at something like that, kind of a similar situation?
I can see that. And
a guy
Kobe Turner maybe in the 5th?
Third round.
Was he a third-round guy?
Yeah, third round.
Yeah, I think there's going to end up being a lot of defensive tackles that get taken in the third that are going to be starters, immediate impact players this year.
All right. Why would you draft South Carolina's Nick Manowari in the first round when you can get Penn State's Kevin Winston in the second?
I think Winston's a better player. I do. I think Kevin Winston Jr. is one of the most slept-on players in the draft period. This guy, to me, is a bigger version of Earl Thomas. I think he's got incredible range. The problem is the injuries, and he's really only started 1 year at Penn State.
1 year at Penn State.
But the tape is unbelievable. I mean, he can play single high, up in the box. He can tackle. I think he's a good cover guy. I love Kevin Winston Jr. I would take him over Nick Manowari anyway.
So you're totally okay with this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all in on that.
I think that when you watch Kevin Winston play, he covers so well.
He does. He's an Energizer bunny.
But he covers ground, too. He's a really good tackler. He plays with range. I didn't see that. I think the thing that's got people loving Nick Manowari is the workout.
It's the workout.
It's the workout.
Physically, he's extremely gifted. But I just don't see on tape that translating.
He's going to get overdrafted, right?
Yeah, I do. I believe so.
Okay.
The people are going to think they're getting like Cam Chancellor with him, and you're not, because he doesn't play that physical.
Are there any other guys that you like that you would say, why would you if you look at your board, why would you draft this guy instead of, and maybe when you can have this guy?
I mean, I don't get why you would take, personally, Membu or Kelvin Banks over Josh Simmons. I don't understand this. Like, both these guys, I've seen it in tons of mocks. You got Josh Simmons falling.
Yeah.
Membu's the sexy, and he's a right side player.
Yeah.
The best left tackle in the draft is Josh Simmons.
I think so too. And I was talking to some folks that the Cowboys, I believe, feel this way about Josh Simmons as well. That like, listen,
that's awesome.
This guy's saying, hey, listen, you've said a lot about Josh Simmons, and there's people in the organization that feel the exact same way about that. So to me, if I had the opportunity, and these receivers are really good, but man, I would take that tackle over.
Oh, you've immediately upgraded to left tackle. Yeah. Immediately. He's a better player than Guyton.
Yeah.
I think he is. And then the other one is at tight end. I don't know why people are loving on Colston Loveland. I'd much rather have Mason Taylor out of LSU.
Yeah.
And I know you would as well.
I would. I've actually got Mason Taylor above, and that's not an LSU thing. That is just, I've watched this kid play for 3 years, and all he's ever done is make huge plays in these games. It's 3rd and 15. He gets 17 yards. They need a 2-point conversion. They can't, and LSU's got receivers. I mean, we all know LSU's got receivers. They throw the ball to this guy and his ability to make plays. So I'm kind of with you on that, though. I was kind of thinking a little bit deeper when you start to, and you absolutely love Tyler Warren, though, from the tight end aspect.
I do. I love Tyler Warren. I just think he's just a playmaker and just a well-rounded football player.
But does like any of these other guys, like you would like Gunnar Helm do something?
I like Gunnar Helm. I got him in the 3rd. Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
so
yes.
That's what I'm saying. Would you take Gunnar Helm instead of drafting Tyler Warren?
If I had another player there that I liked over Warren, I would. But in this draft, I mean, I've got Tyler Warren currently as my 7th best player. Yeah. I'm probably not going to have a guy that I like more. But
so you're okay if they take him at 12 then?
Yeah, I would be. Absolutely.
You okay there? All right, Dawson, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. Krusty's Corner brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning. So do you think Warren becomes your second best playmaker instantly? Is that what you get at 12? Is he scoring touchdowns day one?
In my opinion, yes. Brian doesn't like him as much as I do.
As I look at Warren, like I say, I've got him as my 18th best player on my board. I think Zach's in the top 10.
Yeah,
right
just
there.
7.
Yeah. So I like I say, but I would take, I love Mason Taylor, and I have him as my 29th best guy. So to me, Warren, yes, Warren could come in. I think he could do an awful lot. Zach's right. He is a better blocker when I went back and watched him than what I thought he showed earlier. So he could do some complete things for you.